So basically, these are the fundamental elements to create a book report, Luis. So the title, you need to realize, you need to know a little bit about the author. If there is a specific illustrator that is famous, we're going to write the name of that gentleman or lady there too. You need to figure out the plot. What is the main problem that is moving, or what is the year that is moving this story, and what is challenging the characters, and what is the big deal about this reading, okay? And the settings, you need to figure out this, what kind of, of book is this? Is a real, this is fiction, this is a biography, this is a drama, or is a real fiction? It's a combination of the reality with fantasy, or a fantasy story that occurred during a specific moment or age in the humanity and the story. So, and also you need to analyze characters are important. To make a list of characters, analyze them, what is the principal one, what is your favorite one, and why. And the end of the resolution is basically um, how do the problem that occurred during the plot, is the plot, in other words, if the plot is solved or not. So plot and resolution are linked. Okay.
Okay.
Let me try to create a connection between them. Let me see what I can do. I can't. It doesn't help me. Okay. Let's try another thing. Let's try doing this. You have to realize if the resolution is the problem from the problem of the plot is solved or not. Also, you can explain it is an open ending or not, or it's a happy or sad ending. Okay. Another thing that may you can do that is interesting that like me too when I challenge my students to complete a book report is to analyze the values too. Values. What are sort of values? Is there something remarkable that you can read out during this reading? Okay. Is the friendship, for example, or is determination, responsibility, or compassion to be, or education. There could be many others options of value that you find out in a story. So you are the one that will determine that you have to read. You need to see this in details and go over the details in that case. So if there are some value that really you feel identified, so you can make a list of values and see where you find it. Another thing that is a kind of difficult also to find out is called literary devices. Literary devices, Luis, you need to analyze there's kind of literary resources, by the way, literary devices that I don't know if device is writing correct. I think is, I don't remember. Let me check. I think it's like this devices. Need to realize is the way that the character is speaking. For example, sometimes they don't speak um, clearly because they're using analogies. Analogy is a literary device that they use something typical or animals or objects to explain a situation by using another element, replacing, or maybe allegory. Allegory. They can use allegory, that is a literary device. Um, you need to explore a little bit about that. Or characterization. For example, you take something that have no life, um, whatever you want. Let's say a pencil. Okay. Sometimes the author take a pencil. It is something that is not alive, but the author create a pencil character. So they give a characteristic of a character to a pencil, like personality, feelings, and they take decisions and they interact with the other characters throughout their story. But sometimes they speak about objects like people. Okay, for example, if the hero in the story is a warrior and he is strong and he feels that he's powerful because he's having a magic sword. Maybe the character in that story is going to talk about his sword like a sidekick or a partner in his adventure, like a real people that is going with him because he's trusting in his soul. So that is a characterization basically. So the irony also is not a literary device, as I say, analogy, allegory, many other things that you need to uh, check when you're reading is the author is using these resources, and you can identify and also add them in your book report. But what is the thing? Your book report is not going to look like this necessarily. Say, I need you to write in at least 3 paragraphs, about the story and a combination of this. Okay? You can show me this sometimes because I'm going to request that you at the end of the book um, make a presentation because I want to know your opinion and have a conversation with you. It's going to be a very nice opportunity for speech evaluation. What do you think about this, Luis?
Hmm. I really don't know what to think about it.
Is something totally new for you?
What?
Is something totally new for you?
Yes.
Hey, it's something like something that think you can do it.